Good morning, all of you fine, beautiful, magical, consistent people. Happy to see you guys. Consistent, yes. Why? Because you show up, because you are here. Your commitment is appreciated by your future self. Think about that. There is a version of you right now that is putting itself together, that is so grateful that you're taking the time to learn more, to motivate yourself, to push yourself into action. And you may or may not believe in that, but I'll tell you, it's real. It is absolutely real. So before we begin, I want to just dive into a couple of important parameters that we need to measure within ourselves. The first being your level of commitment. I want you to just write down what level of commitment you have had up to this point in your journey in trying to accomplish this business. Be radically honest with yourself. Be radically honest with yourself. Just do not, nobody's judging you. Nobody's going to see this number. On a scale of 1 to 10, I want you to be very honest, and I want you to say what number you are in your commitment to the business. What I want you to do next is make a leap to what number you would say you want to be in your level of commitment to the business. Find the potential gap. So if you're at a 5 and you want to get to an 8, or you're at a 5 and you want to get to a 10, you can see a measurable amount of commitment that you need to produce, right? And what ways do we commit ourselves to a business model? Well, first and foremost, commitment is every day, right? It's an everyday thing. Are you committed to doing this every single day? Even if it's for an hour or 2 hours, just cleaning up files, scheduling out the week on a Sunday. Are you committed? Are you coming back to the well every single day? It's extremely important to create this habitual activity. You know, Pace Morby gets asked a question quite often. You know, what about Jamil attracts you to him? Why Jamil and you? You know, how did you two yin and yang, very different people, find one another and then just stick to each other the way that you guys have? And his answer always is, this is the most consistent MFer I've ever met in my life. Why? Because he sees me do it every single day. Every day I show up. Doesn't matter how I'm feeling, doesn't matter what happened last night, doesn't matter, I'm back. So what level of commitment are you bringing to the game? So not only are you doing it every single day, okay, you are looking for growth, right? You're looking for growth every single day. So are you measuring from your, let's say you had your level of commitment at 5, what characterizes that commitment level of 5? You know, how many hours a day had you been spending? How often, how many times a week were you coming and working on things? What activities and actions were you doing every day to give you that level 5 commitment. And then I want you to see, what is it going to take for you to get to that level 10 commitment? Because if you can measure the differences of action and activity that are required to take you from level 5 to level 10, then the prescription's pretty easy, isn't it? If we know that commitment is going to give you the result that you're looking for, and all you have to do is bridge that gap between the things that you're doing now and the things that you need to do to get to level 10, it shouldn't be rocket science. Wonderful. I'm happy that you guys are all thinking of this as a growth opportunity. I appreciate the fact that you guys are being honest and that you are self-aware and that you are acknowledging areas of growth. This is what it means to be a human being. And my friends, I'm growing every day also. Pace is growing every day also. All of the people that you may look up to, if they pretend that they are the destination, I'm telling you, you aren't working with somebody who's worth anything. I'm not the destination. Pace is not the destination, because we're always growing. We're always moving. And if you ever see us stop, that means that we quit. We bowed out. We retired, right? Cool. So today, ladies and gentlemen, for the final day, we have a woman who joined the Astroflipping community, and immediately upon meeting her, I knew there was something special and different about her. And first, I mean, she made herself known because she would show up to every one of our 5-hour Astroflipping calls, which, by the way, she's in Pennsylvania. So her time difference between where I am and where she is a few hours. And it would get late for her. It would get really late for her. And she has children. And so she'd have her children down, and the house would be down, and all the lights in the house would be down. And she wouldn't get off the calls. She would listen to every question. She would take notes on every answer, so that when she knew she may have this future question, she could like refer back and see, like, what were they talking about? How can I get through this without having to stop myself or slow myself down? She was absorbing and really, really learning, even things that she may not have experienced yet. She was taking notes, right? Whether they were mental or handwritten, she was taking notes. And it was funny because when she would show up to the calls in the middle of the night, for her, basically, she'd have a flashlight under her face, like she was in the Blair Witch Project, because she had all her children and her entire house asleep in the home. So she'd be whispering like, okay, Jamil, so if I'm talking to a realtor and I need to gain some kind of alignment with them, like, no, I'm not kidding you. This is how she would show up. And it was phenomenal to see. It was phenomenal to see a woman so dedicated to succeeding and getting it done, just unrelenting with her level of commitment to the process. Now, I'm going to let her tell you a little bit about her story. I don't want to steal all her thunder, but I needed to paint that picture for you, because that's what it's going to take. That's what it's going to take. Sacrifice. You don't think she wanted to be laying in bed with her little kids, laying in bed next to her man? You don't think that after coming home from a long shift at her W-2, that maybe just some family comfort was what was comfortable or where she wanted to be? I can guarantee you that's where she wanted to be. But guess where she was? She was sacrificing. She was doing the thing. And that's why she has been experiencing the success she's been experiencing. That's why she is here today, because this girl is on fire. Alicia Keys was writing about Tabitha when she wrote the song. I'm not kidding you. Guys, before we begin, actually, let's bring Tabitha on first. Tabitha.
Hi.
How are you?
I am amazing. Thank you for having me today. I'm so excited.
I'm excited for you. I'm excited because I've watched your growth. I saw you come into the Astro community with no real estate knowledge, no background in anything. You tell us a little bit about your background, please, if you would.
Yeah, so I'm a nurse. I'm from the medical field. I graduated nursing school in 2014, and I started out in the ER, and I've been working in the ER ever since. And then it was right around COVID time where I was like, COVID was hitting, things were getting harder, and I started saying, well, I can't do this forever, so I have to find something else.
And that's strange to say because being a nurse is hard. Like how many years of school did you go through to become a nurse?
I mean, if I would have went straight through, it's 4, but it took me 6 because I had
six years of schooling to become a nurse. How many years of working as a nurse before you were like, I can't do this for the rest of my life?
It was so 2014, 15, 16, like 5, 6 years.
Can you imagine 6 years of schooling to work 6 years at the job to determine that it's not for you? That's a 12-year span, right? That's 12 years. And then what, right? What happens to you inside when you come to the realization that this isn't going to work out? Where were you mentally at that point?
Well, I mean, it's hard because it's like you put that time, that money, like going through college was not cheap. But you look back and it's like, I work with some ladies who are in their 60s and they're still hustling in the ER, running their little butts off at 60 years old. And then, of course, now I have small children. So I'm like, how can I be with them, but still be financially stable? At the time, I wasn't even thinking financially free, just stable. And that's how I just came across real estate.
So you come across real estate. Was it like an obsession? Was it just like an interest? Was it just was it an escape hatch? What about real estate attracted you?
It was an immediate obsession. It was like everything that you watch, you saw on YouTube, you heard people speak about, and it's like people scale and they're financially free in less than a year. It was an immediate obsession. And I was like, I need to figure this out so I can be that person. I want to be financially free. I want to be home with my children. I need all of that. And really just the time freedom, just to be with the kids and the family. That was my goal.
So your goal is to get some time freedom. You get obsessed. How did you come across me?
Yeah, so it's funny because I was working full time at the time in the ER, and I actually lost childcare. So it basically was like a oh shit moment. Like, we got to figure this out, because putting them into a daycare was going to be my mortgage payment, and it just didn't financially make sense. So I dropped down to part time, and I had come across you. I honestly don't remember. I'm sure it was one of your ads. But also Pace was blowing up at that time. So coming across between you and Pace and seeing that community, and, everybody just says is like, well, why did you join Astro over sub 2? And it was just your heart and my heart aligned, and best decision I ever made.
I say that to people all the time because, Pace and I are best friends, and we're very different though, right? We're two different styles, we're two different teachers. And I believe truly in you should learn from who you resonate with. There's people out there who are like, man, I just feel Pace. I feel his heart. I feel the way that he lives. I love watching him with his family. And if that's how you feel, he's your guy, right? When you're watching me, and if that's how you feel, I might be your guy, and so work with somebody that you resonate with, work with somebody that speaks to your heart, because that's what's going to push you and make you get to the spot. So you join Astro. What happens?
Yeah, so I joined Astro in April of 2022. And of course, I went full head on into the course, listening to it. And everybody says this, but it's a 100% truth. Week 1 sets you up for success, because it basically breaks everything down in your mental. Because everybody going into this, including myself, is, how can I be that person? How can I do this? I'm so busy. I have every excuse in the world as how to not do this. But when you listen to week 1 and you break it down, it gives you all of the training and motivation that you need to move forward. And so I moved through the course. And of course, in the beginning, it's like, well, which market do I want? I don't know I don't know where I want to work. Like at first I was like, I want to work in my backyard, but I'm not a big metro. I'm like an hour outside of Philadelphia. And long story short, after some research and some connections that I made in the Astro community, I actually chose to go into Las Vegas market. So that is the market I've been working in.
How's it been?
Amazing.
Tell us
Amazing.
about it.
So yeah, I mean, I started Astro in April. I got my first deal under contract in May, closed in June. And ever since then, we've just been picking up momentum, and I'm closing about 2 to 3 deals completely by myself at this point every month.
What does that mean money-wise?
So last month was my biggest month yet, and it was 30,000. But since probably total, I'm about at just under 70,000.
Incredible. Incredible. So
50.
consistent, and every month now, 2 to 3 deals all by yourself. You're standing on your own 2 feet. You're making more money than very likely the doctor that you're working side by side with in the ER. Are you still a nurse?
I am still a nurse. Yep, I sure am.
How
I
long,
work
how long
part-time.
until you decide to escape out?
We're close. We're real close. It's getting there.
I'm not trying to take away a healthcare worker from the pool of people, because you have a beautiful heart, and I'm sure there's people out there who need you when they're going. If I was sick in an ER, I would wish you were my nurse.
Aw, that's sweet.
I would, because you are 1,000% the heart that would take care of somebody. And it's so easy to see how your why is your family. You wake up every day and you put in the work every single day for your why, for your family, and it shows. And Tabitha, this is the reason you are here today. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of your success. And I think that the entire community needs to know who you are, and they need to see how, if you've got that excuse right now that I got a W-2 job and I've got no time, I've got a W-2 job and I only have a few hours a day. I have a W-2 job, and how the hell am I supposed to put this together to make this work? I'm juggling a family. I'm juggling children. I'm juggling needing to connect with my spouse. I'm juggling all of the normal life issues that every person has. If that's you right now, you need to see and learn from Tabitha. You have to understand what she's doing, how she's putting her day together so that she can succeed and make this money. So there is no excuse. So you have no excuse. There can be no excuse for you. If you're watching people going through the same thing that you are going through, then it is laid out for you. And you've got to bear witness to that. Then you can look at yourself in the mirror and say, am I committed or am I not? Am I committed or am I not? And then ask that question, because the moment that you ask that question, when you see that this is the result of just steady act, and let's share for people, how many hours a day were you doing this while you're working your W-2? How did you juggle it? What was that? What did that look like?
Yeah. So, I mean, it's every day is different because I have kids, but for the most part, I do time blocking. That is the most important thing. And I time block, but understanding that, I might not get everything done in the 2 hours that I have time blocked because my kids need me. And of course that comes first. But yeah, between the job and the work, it's just literally having no excuses. I mean, I'm sometimes up until 11 o'clock at night doing what I need to do because the day just took over. My daughter's in cheerleading. She's in preschool. Like, there's every excuse in the book that I can make, and I don't make it. And
how many hours a day are you blocking into your business?
So probably now at this point, I am, once I get the kids ready, it's like from 9 in the morning, and then I'll get my leads ready for the day, what I think I'm going to look at. Once it hits 11:30, 12 o'clock my time, then that's when I start agent outreach, and I do that from usually 12 until 2:30, 3 o'clock.
So 3 hours of consistent work, right?
Yes.
When you were working the full-time job, how many hours of consistent work that got you to the 20 to 30K a month?
Well, I was still part-time at that time.
Okay.
So I was part-time. So I was never technically full-time.
Okay.
But I worked 12-hour shifts. So on those days where I'm gone for 12 hours, I still come home as soon as I come home, shower, feed my kids, put them to bed, and I'm working. And just getting everything ready for the following day.
So would you, because I want people to understand right now, how many hours a day, like if they had focused, efficient, undistracted work on the business, how many hours a day could get it done to get them to 30K?
3.
Guys,
Easily.
What's your excuse? What's the excuse? In that time, are you comping as well?
Yep.
So you're doing outreach, you're comping, doing contracts, having all the conversations. Everything happens in that block.
Yep.
No excuse. No excuse. It's not a how. It is what it is. You will figure out what you have to do. You will figure it out. You will absolutely figure. Are you working alone? Do you have anybody supporting you? Is there a VA? Is there a staff member? Other than leveraging Keegly for buy numbers, which I know you do, who else do you get support from other than the community? And talk to that. How much support are you receiving from the community, by the way?
Yeah, I mean, without the community, I wouldn't be able to do this, because being that my market is all the way across the country from where I'm at, I'm not physically there. So I utilize the community for everything, especially in the beginning. Keegly would help me comp. They would give me buy prices. And then of course, anything I got under contract, they would help me sell. So doing YouTube University is not the way. You need a community, you need a mentor to bounce your questions off of. And that is the only way to be successful, in my opinion. I mean, I'm sure some other people have been successful out there doing it other ways, but to me, it just made it so much easier having that community. I wouldn't be where I'm at without it.
People are asking, how do you leverage Keegly for buy numbers? You just find a Keegly office that's in your market. If you're looking for a Keegly franchise in your market, send me a DM on IG and I'm happy to connect you. Nino will run air traffic control. Are you having conversations direct to seller or only agents?
Only agents.
Okay.
That is all I do.
Do you feel like you're a machine?
No. I don't feel like I'm a machine, because machines run in the sense of they have one task and then they consistently do that one task. If I'm a machine, I'm multiple machines, because I have multiple tasks that I have to do throughout the day. Plus I have distractions. Machines aren't supposed to have distractions. I still get it done.
My girl. All right, folks, before we let her take it over, we're going to do what we always do. Begin this with a prayer. And again, the reason for this is if we're not collaborating with our creator and our source, it's not going to be easy. You can bring and attract anything and everything you want or need in your life to you from our source if you ask and take a step towards it. And if that makes you uncomfortable, please mute me for the next 30 seconds because we'll do it anyways. But if you'd like to join us, here we go. Father God, we love you so much, Lord. Thank you for today. Thank you for opening all of our eyes and giving us breath, for giving us the minds to connect and communicate with one another, Lord. We're so grateful for that. God, we pray that you guide each of us to your purpose for our lives, so that the steps we take are your steps, the words we speak are your words, the actions we take, your actions. God, we pray that you guide us to those individuals that'll be of benefit to us, either through a financial gain or a lesson that we need to learn. And we ask that you deflect us from those individuals that would waste our time or bring us harm. Lord, for any of our family members here that are in any need of additional understanding of the concepts that Tabitha will go over today, Lord, we just pray for perfect clarity in their minds. And for any of us suffering through any physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual pain, God, we just pray for perfect healing in our lives. And Lord, it is with humble hearts and in your heavenly name we pray. Amen. All right. Tabitha, I'm proud of you. I love you. You're amazing. You inspire me. I love watching you go. I love watching you go. You're one of those people that live for real. You are a part of my purpose. When I get to speak to you on those calls, I get emotional. I feel kindred to you because I'm so grateful to have a piece of your story.
Thank you so much. I love you. I couldn't be here without you. So thank you. I appreciate you.
All right.
Let's go.
Take it away.
All right, guys. Are y'all ready? I know it's early. But let's go. Come on. Where's those emojis at? Let's see. Hearts. Let's go. Get me pumped. All right. Little bit that I wanted to share before we get started. I remember, when I first started talking to agents, we're all scared, right? It's just natural. It's what we are, because we don't know what we're going to say. Are we going to trip up over our words? I promise you, an agent will seek out your confidence level over everything else. So my very first tip to you is, please be confident. Even if you don't know what you're talking about, just be confident. And the one thing that I did a lot when I got started, I utilized a partner that didn't exist. So an agent would say something to me and I was like, oh, that's a really great question, but I'm going to have to ask my partner about that and I'll get back to you. So first and foremost, that is definitely the number one thing. Second is, don't sound like a robot. Everyone wants a script, right? It's like, oh, let's just read from a script and talk to these agents. If you sound like a robot, they'll pick up on that too. You don't want to say, hi, my name is Tabitha. I am looking for properties. You just want to have a conversation with them, just like you're having conversation with a friend or a family member or anybody else. It's just a natural conversation and you let it flow to wherever it needs to go. Third, one of the biggest things, and this I learned over time as well, but is matching their energy. So I'm a upbeat person, 90% of the time, maybe 99% of the time. But if I call an agent and they're like, hi, this is Joe, how can I help you? I'm not going to be like, hi, my name's Sarah. I'm really looking for a property today. I'm going to say, hey, Joe, how are you? I'm going to speak slower, get on their level to match that energy. But then on the other hand, if I have a really upbeat, agent who's like, hi, how are you? Blah, blah, blah. I'm going to match their energy. And it's basically showing them that you're connecting. This is like a subconscious way of connecting with that person. Third is like complimenting them. There's always different scenarios in how you can compliment an agent, but it's like, just simple things like, oh, that listing that you have, yeah, that's a really nice one. Have you gotten offers yet on it? Wow, you know exactly what you're doing. Giving them even little compliments, things like that, just depending on how the conversation goes. And then last is showing them how you're different than other investors, right? They are getting hundreds of calls, all the time, hundreds of texts. It happens all. So how are you different? How are you going to make that connection with them that shows that you're different from the 10 other calls that they just got before you? And the way that I like to do this is just by keeping honest on my word. So if I'm talking to an agent and I'm saying, hey, I'm going to send you my email, my buy box, and everything I need, I'm going to do it right away. If they send me an address and they want a buy number from me, I'm doing it right away. You don't want to be like, a lot of people will be like, oh, I'll do it when I get home, or I'll do it later. Like, I will literally stop what I'm doing, figure out, and get them whatever it is that they need. I'm also like that in the sense of like, if I ask you for something, as soon as possible, I want it back. So I feel like that's one of the ways that you could just separate yourself from everybody else, because a lot of people will just, they'll forget about it. Or let's say it doesn't fit their number and they won't even respond to the agent. Even if I'm not a buyer for it, I always tell them that I am not a buyer and this is why. And then they're like, oh, that's, thank you for that information. I didn't understand, or I didn't know. So just making different ways of connections. And that is how I've connected with agents throughout this entire time, and how I now have agents calling me, sending me properties that are off market. And then again, it's just really being confident and clicking with them, resonating with them. So who's ready to get started on some calls? All right. So we're going to do some MLS offers first, and then we're going to move to batch and send out some text messages. So you'll get to see both ways that I do things. So let me share my screen. Didn't like pick any properties out. This was just, I just had this pulled up here. So of course you always just search Las Vegas, Nevada. And then what I like to do is I like to go down, look, it was already in there, but this little spot right here, you can do keywords. So one of my favorite keywords is invest. You could do TLC, as is, all of these. But let's do invest and we'll see what pops up. Oh, that's the one that I already had in there. So, and then you just start scrolling around and let's look for some opportunities that might make good investments. Not a good one. Why? Because it's already renovated. It's funny because I sold a house on that same street. Too nice. And this is what I do. Like for me, guys, the night before, I'll scroll through Zillow, I'll scroll through Redfin, and I'll see, you know, what's going on with these properties. And then I make a list the night before so that the next day I'm already ready. I have a list ready to go and I'm ready to just lock and load and call these agents. So this one, I think this is yeah, that's a multifamily. Don't do multifamily. Also let me filter out the multifamilies. We'll just do houses. That'll help. Okay, here's one, no pictures. I love ones with no pictures. What's that mean? Usually one of two things. Either the house is in really terrible shape and they don't want to post pictures on the MLS, or there's tenants and the tenants won't let them in for pictures, which to me says if your tenants aren't being cooperative and you're listing your house, there's some motivation in why they're selling. So here we go, investment opportunity. Now, the question is, it's been on for 335 days, but that's okay. We're going to call this agent anyway and see what happens. And Zillow's has the numbers right here. Sometimes it's the office number, but that's okay. You can just quick Google it and then you end up finding it. So. Can you hear this okay?
I don't hear anything yet. Maybe when they
Hello?
answer.
Hello? That was weird. Let's try again.
Okay.
It rang once and then it sounded like somebody picked up and then it went quiet.
Hi, this is Yasmin Smith with Think 321 Americana. I am unavailable right now.
Okay.
I could hear that.
Okay, good. I don't typically leave voicemails. I just always shoot straight to text messages. And time saver for that is voice chat. Hi, Yasmin. My name is Tabitha. Just came across your property at 233 North 20th Street. Is that still available? And send. And then hopefully she'll call us back. Let's see this one here. This one, they a little too nice. Okay. Potential here for sure. 33 days. All right, let's call this one.
We're calling these agents early.
Yep, that's okay.
Let's
Rise
go.
and shine.
You reach Raphael with Keller Williams.
It's okay. On to a text message. Hi, Raphael. My name is Tabitha. Just came across your listing, 2612 Owl's Eye Court. Wondering if that's still available. Okay. And this is what I do. I just sit here, make calls, reach out to the agents. Also another one, had a 15K price cut. And guys, if you notice, these aren't the most ugly houses. They're certainly livable, condition, but that doesn't mean that they won't sell at a price. It just depends on what the motivation is for the seller themselves. So for me, if it's in this like original dated condition, I'm calling the agent just to see, you never know. I've had opportunities before that the houses weren't that bad. We're going to get someone to answer their phone. Don't worry. I put it into the universe.
I'm seeing a lot of questions about the speak to text, guys. I think it's just a feature in her phone. If you have a smartphone, you should have it too. It's not an app or anything.
Yeah, it's not an app. It's just the little microphone in your text message. And then you speak into it and it translates to the words in your phone. So no special app or anything like that. All right, let's call Heidi.
Hello, this is Heidi.
Hi, Heidi. My name is Tabitha. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing great. Sorry for the early call, but I just came across your property that's listed at 2701 Fishhook Cactus Court.
Yes,
Is that still available?
it is.
Awesome. Yeah, so I just came across it and I just wanted to connect with you quickly if you have a few minutes.
Sure, what's it regarding?
Okay. I'm interested. I'm an investor and I'm interested in potentially purchasing this house. I just wanted to know if you could give me a little more information, some things I can't see from the pictures, if anything's majorly wrong.
No, there's nothing majorly wrong. Everything works fine. We've got a long-term tenant in there who would like to stay, but they know that they may not be able to. So it just depends on who purchases the property.
Gotcha. Do you know how much that tenant's paying in rent?
Yes, hold on, let me grab it for you 1 second.
Thank you.
Okay, their current rent is $14.50.
$14.50 a month. Okay, and they are currently month to month. Then is that correct?
Yes, let me just confirm that real quick because I think they either month to month or they're coming up on their renewal period.
Okay.
Really quick, I'll pull it up the computer.
Thank you.
Okay. Sorry, of course, the computer is slow when they're.
That's okay. No worries.
Yes, they are on a month-to-month basis currently.
Okay.
When he decided to put it up for sale, he knew that
Gotcha.
for one, their rent's going to go up, and two, they're depending on who purchased it. So yes, it is month-to-month.
Awesome. All right. And just out of curiosity, has there been any, activity on the like offers come in at this point?
We've had a few offers. They've been super low. So yeah, it's the investors that just write offers on every property that hits the market. So, and they don't look at them or anything. They just give you some ridiculous offers. So they've been rejected.
Gotcha. Okay. Is he pretty firm on his list price, or is there some flexibility there?
I think he's flexible. I would definitely say submit something if it's reasonable.
Okay.
The ones we received were not reasonable. So
Gotcha. All right.
so yeah, if you'd like to take a look at it, or anything like that, or need additional photos, let me know. But we've got pretty much everything in MLS that we have.
Beautiful. Okay. One of my other question is, I'm not an agent, so in the event, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit down, I'll run my numbers, and I'll let you know. And would you be able to represent me on this transaction?
Yes. If not, we will put one of our other agents in our office on both sides of it, so that there's two separate agents representing if we need to.
Perfect. All right. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time this morning.
Absolutely. Just let me know if you have any other questions.
Will do. Have a great day.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye. How was that, y'all?
That was great. The chat was cracking me up because somebody said Tabitha the alarm clock.
That's okay. Let's see.
So because it has tenants, it's good that they're month to month, right? Is that something that you could work with?
Yeah, so that's what you always want to know if it's tenant occupied, because if they're in a lease, you can't, even if they sell the property, you still have to legally abide by that lease. So if their lease doesn't end until, let's say, the end of December, and you buy the property in November, you have to keep those tenants until at least their lease expires. So month to month is okay, because you can put it in the terms before you close that the tenants will have to be vacated, so that it's vacant, upon closing.
Awesome.
Yeah. So, well, I was on the phone with her. Raphael called me back, so I'm going to pull that property back up. 2612, how I worked.
Oh, and that's really smart that you text them with their listing address so you can just look it right up.
Yeah. Hi, Raphael. How are you?
Good.
Good. Sorry, this is Tabitha. I texted you about your property on 2612 Alzai.
Sorry, I must have missed that. How can I help you?
No worries. Yeah, I just came across this property this morning, and I just wanted to get a little more information. It looks like it might be good for an investment. So I just wanted to connect with you and see if there's anything more you can tell me about it.
Are you working with the investor? You're the investor yourself?
I'm the investor myself, yes.
Okay. What do you need to know about it?
Just if there's anything, major going on with it. The property looks pretty clean, but definitely needs some, modernization and updating. So just was wondering if there's anything else going on.
No, aside from that, no, everything is working. The property was built in mid 2000s. It's just cosmetic stuff as far as upgrades, like you mentioned. But aside the bone structure of the property, everything's good to go.
Awesome.
The sellers, they are highly, what's the word I'm looking for? Motivated. But they do have a bottom line, so that's why we have been in touch with investors in the past.
Okay.
It's just that there has been a gap in between how much the typically an investor who likes to come in
Okay.
our property and what their bottom number is.
Understood.
If you're interested, I saw that your area code is out of town. Are you local or?
No, so I am personally out of town, but my partner lives in Vegas. So basically how we work is I find all of our properties that we invest in, and then he deals with, the cruise and the flips and all of those types of things.
Okay. Are you guys wholesalers?
Are we wholesalers?
Yes.
I'm sorry. Yeah. So that's not the only exit strategy that we utilize. Primary focus is to take it in, fix and flip it. But my goal personally is to never cancel a contract. So if I go under contract on something, I would rather see if I can sell it to one of our investor friends. We've been doing this a while. We have a lot then cancel a contract on you.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. Well, obviously, that's the reason why you're bringing that up. It's just the fact that with wholesalers, we just want to see if we tie something in that it completes.
Right.
If you're interested, you can send me some type of proof of funds. You can refer me to your local partner here, and then we can schedule something. If you guys would like to walk the property, we can go. More than happy to do that for you guys, and then we can talk numbers.
Okay, that sounds good. One other question: is it currently vacant or is it occupied?
No, it's owner occupied.
Owner occupied. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Then, are you comfortable sharing their bottom number with me so that we don't waste each other's time?
To be honest, right now, I want to say safely that their bottom number is no less than mid 300, like between 3 and 310.
3 and 310. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So this is what I'll do, because I can run quick numbers. So what I'll do is I'll run quick numbers and see if we're, even close. And if we are, then we'll set that all up where I can get my partner out there to walk the property.
Right. Do me a favor. Just send me a quick text to see if it works. And if it doesn't, still that way I can move it from my list and not follow up.
Yeah, no worries. But don't remove me from your list, because maybe you'll come across more properties that might make a good investment.
You're right. That's true.
So save my number, and you could save it as Tabitha, the redheaded investor. That's how yes, I'm the redheaded investor.
Oh, for sure. Remember that.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Rafael. I'll let you know.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Tabitha, that was amazing.
Thank you. I love
You
the
are a
ask that I was a
boss.
wholesaler. That's an awesome question to get on this live right now. Oh my God, I love it.
I know, that was really amazing. The chat was going wild and they were like, wow, that was so smooth. And I just loved it because I feel like you didn't beat around the bush and you're like, my goal is to never cancel a contract. You went right into what they want to hear,
Yep.
and what they're worried about.
That's exactly it. And that's the biggest thing why agents don't like wholesalers, is because they cancel contracts. But let's also be real about it. Everybody cancels contracts. Regular buyers and sellers cancel contracts. Actual end buyers and flippers cancel contracts. It happens all the time. It's just that wholesaling has that stigmatism against it, that all they do is get things under contract and then cancel. So, but that's also an agent's biggest fear, because if the contract cancels, they don't get paid. So when you say the only time or the only reason I'll attempt to wholesale is so I don't cancel the contract, that's like music and dollar signs to their ears, because they're like, all right, well, at least this girl's not just going to cancel the contract, so she'll at least try to keep it alive. So I've never really had pushback when I say that. So seems to work.
Yeah, that was freaking awesome. I hope you guys took note of that and
Yes.
apply it today. That was great.
Absolutely. All right, let's find some more properties. See, little area up here. What's this? 280. Yes. Cute little house. A little too nice for what I'm looking for. Okay. Let's call this one. How long's this been on? 96 days. Barely any description. So these are the things that I look at when I'm looking for properties. It's like, okay, it's been on 96 days. There's not really a description. So obviously it's overpriced, but they did just do a 15K price cut. So to me, that's saying they're starting to get motivated. So let's call Carmina and see what is going on with this property.
This video is brought to you by Batchleads. Batchleads is my favorite software to help you find the best comps for your deals. If you want to figure out how to use it, click the link in the description and go to Batchleads. Now stop watching me over here and watch me over there. Over here, over there is better.
Hello?
Yes.
Hi, is this Carmina?
Uh-huh.
Hi, good morning. My name is Tabitha. How are you?
Good, thanks.
Good. Sorry to bother you so early in the morning. But I just came across your listing at 1225 Lowry.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. I just wanted to connect with you. I'm sorry. Did I wake you up?
No, I'm on my way to work.
Okay. Just making sure.
Sorry, but without those scam calls, I wasn't sure,
I got you. I know my number is out of
I
state.
receive like so many calls every day for the election, that it's just
Oh,
annoying.
oh my
Sorry.
gosh. No, that's okay. That's okay. I just wanted to make sure it's okay for you to talk.
Absolutely. Yes. Sorry.
Awesome. No worries at all. Yeah. So I literally just came across it and I just wanted to get some more information from you about the property. I'm looking at it and it seems like it might be a good investment for me.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it has the AC is almost brand new. The seller put it like year and a half, a new unit. The roof is also like 2 years old.
Okay.
So
Really good.
And I mean the bones are pretty good on the property. There's no leaks, and he remodeled it before he leased it to the tenant. I know the pictures are not the best ones because the tenant is not maintaining and clean the property, so we can take pretty good pictures.
Mm.
But and also, I mean, there's one thing that may need, which is just like the fence. It has a weak fence, wood fence.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
I was talking to the seller yesterday, and I was like saying, maybe we should fix that fence.
Yeah.
I mean, it's gonna be better, and give it more, it's gonna look nicer and attractive. And he said, I'll think about it because I really don't want to invest more money on it.
Yeah.
But the property is good. The tenant's thing wants to stay, of course. But I mean, it's up to the investor, that buys.
Absolutely. Do you know how much they're paying in rent right now?
Oh my God, I totally forget, and I should put it there. I think they're paying like $1,200.
1,200. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And they're currently month to month?
Yes, they're month to month.
Okay. Awesome.
And I asked the seller if he had any complaints, like from the tenants, there's always like maintenance stuff. And he said that no, that the complaints are only about sometimes the appliances.
Okay.
Like, the stove doesn't turn on this, thing, and then he replaced it. And then, because every time he replaced appliances is with used ones, not like new appliances.
Right.
But that's only the complaints, the washer, or, that stuff. But
Okay.
nothing else.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's part of landlording, right? You got to deal with that kind of stuff.
Yes.
Awesome. So, I mean, has there been like any activity recently on this? Have you gotten offers? Where do you guys kind of stand?
No, I spoke yesterday with another agent, and they said they did ask me a few questions like you about the property, and she said after we spoke, she said she was gonna send me an offer. And I was looking at it this morning, and I haven't received.
Okay.
So yeah, and just to let you know, the seller just went down a little bit,
I did see that. Yes.
But he is he really don't want to go that low,
Okay. All right. Yeah. I mean,
just to let you know.
no, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm all about saving time instead of wasting time. So that's definitely
Right.
helpful. I haven't ran any comps or anything, so I don't even know where I would need to be at this. But what I'll do is I'll work my numbers. I'll run some comps and see. And if it makes sense, are you okay to represent me in the transaction?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it makes it easier for me when, I allow the listing agent to represent me. So
Thank you.
awesome.
Yes, of course.
All right. Well, that is what I'll do. Give me a couple of hours just to sit down and run everything, and then I will get back to you.
Okay, sounds good.
Thank
All right,
you so
thank you.
much.
Bye.
Okay, bye-bye. Are you guys getting value from these calls? Let me look at the chat. I haven't looked at it.
They are. They really are.
Awesome. All right. I love it. Yes, yes, yes. So that's what I mean, guys. Like, there's nothing to be scared about. They're just people. They are just people. And like, if instead of having a script, because I don't love scripts, just so like now I know the main questions that I ask in my head, but it's like, you just want to know condition, you want to know occupancy, and you want to know if you can try to like get the price out of them. That is the main thing. Like, so out of all of them, they all gave me their basically around about the price that they'll accept. So I know when I go to comp this, whether or not I should even waste my time. And I will let them know, like, hey, you know, I told you I would let you know. So I keep my word. I'll let them know, like, this isn't going to be a deal for me. And then I'll explain why. And I'll ask them at that point, and I'll say, you know, do you think that your seller will come to the realization that it's not going to sell at this price? And then we have another conversation at that point. But this is just the initial outreach. This is how you get them warmed up to you and you connect with them. And also, did you hear how she answered the phone? She was just like, hello, yes, blah, blah, blah. And then her whole tone, her whole attitude changed. And I was just like, are you awake? Did I wake you up?
Tabitha, there was a couple questions about what that means to have her represent you. And I think that would be good for you to touch on because it's awesome for the agent.
Yeah. Okay. So when I ask them to represent me, it's called dual agency. And what that means is that in a regular transaction, you have a listing agent that lists in a property for a seller, and then somebody else has a buyer's agent who brings in a buyer. And then both of those agents get paid a commission. When they do dual representation, they are able to keep that whole commission for themselves. So why do we do that? Because it incentivizes that agent to work with us and accept our offer over maybe some other offers that they have, because they can make more money. Now, not all agents are like that. Some of their brokers don't allow them to do it. So that's why I always just ask. But it's better than putting a buyer's agent in the mix, and then we have to split that commission. The other way is if they won't do dual representation, where that listing agent represents me as well, I always then ask them to refer me to somebody who can put the offer in for me. Again, this is a benefit, not where the listing agent is getting all of the commission, but then her best friend who's over at her office is now going to get the other side of the commission. So still makes them happy, still brings business to them, and it typically is a win-win situation in that aspect. I hope that answered the question.
Oh, that definitely did.
Okay. So yeah, represent me. If you can't, who can you refer me to? Simple. All right. Let's see what other things we've got going on here. Oops. I'm going to switch up the keywords. See. Let's try TLC. There we go. They painted and did flooring. I love that one. Let's see. And here's one. Also, no pictures. Oh, a little tidbit. This is just my personal. This property is listed with OfferPad. They are essentially wholesalers and iBuyers, and they pick up properties and then they resell them, and they usually don't let you do assignment contracts. So if it's an OfferPad or open door listing, I don't bother with them. That's just my personal preference. This looks like a good one. They've got cheap laminate, you know, all outdated. All right, let's see how many days. 53 days. I don't know how to say her name, but that's okay. We will mess it up.
This is Samantha.
Hi, Samantha. This is Tabitha. How are you?
Good. How are you, Tabitha?
I'm doing great. I just came across one of your listings, 3105 Black Forest Drive. Yeah, I just wanted to connect with you and see if you can tell me a little more about the property. I'm interested in potentially putting in an offer.
Okay, well, it's got great bones. It has a brand new roof, brand new air conditioning system. It's got a brand new water heater. The flooring is not brand new, but it's not that old.
Okay.
The oven's new. It's about a 2-year-old oven. The refrigerator's broken.
Okay.
It needs new toilets, which we're putting in this week. If I were to buy it, I'd probably do a little remodeling on it.
Yeah, for sure. That's why I was looking at giving this a facelift, because it looks like it could be a good investment for that purpose.
Yeah, like I said, the owner's putting new toilets in it today, this week sometime. I don't know when, but I know they said that they're getting it done this week.
Okay. All right.
Actually, I've been waiting for a couple of weeks to put new toilets on. I've been waiting because the show's terrible right now, especially with those toilets, because they're really ugly.
Yeah. Yeah, I see them here in the pictures. That's funny. So awesome. That's really good information. I love that everything is, pretty much new, all the major stuff, which is good for us. Just needs, the
Now,
cosmetic.
The pool needs resurfacing, and it does need new pool equipment.
Okay. Cool.
Okay, the pool equipment actually was stolen a while back ago
Oh, geez.
from one of the, I don't know, because he had it vacant for a long time, a few years ago.
Okay.
And I know that we had talked about renting it out should we not be able to sell it.
Gotcha. Do you do property management?
No, not at all.
Oh,
I have
okay.
a property manager, though, that I refer all my work to.
I see. I gotcha. Awesome. Gotcha. Yeah. Property management is definitely a difficult job. So I praise anybody who can do it.
No, I don't want to do it. I got other things I can do outside of property management.
Yeah, 100%. Awesome. Okay. So, all right. So this is what I'll do. I'm going to look at some things. Is your seller pretty firm on his list price right at this point? How is he
He's not
looking?
firm. He's negotiable, but
Okay.
I know he doesn't want to even give it. He doesn't want to give it away either, because it's still, he did put a lot of money into that property, even though it still needs a lot of work.
Right.
But the work that the person's going to do, I know it's probably going to cost minimum 20 grand to fix that property up really good, and that's including the pool. Because, like I said, well, maybe a little bit more, maybe 30 grand. I think it'll probably cost.
Yeah,
to
I don't
fix
know.
it.
With inflation these days, everything has gone up.
Yeah, I want to say at least minimum 30 grand between the pool, the bathrooms, and a couple of things that need, some things that need, fixing.
Yeah. What do you think it would list for once it was beautiful? What do you think I could resell that for?
I don't know. This economies are unpredictable right now.
Yes, it is.
It's very, very confusing to know what's going to happen. It's very frustrating, actually, because the interest rates are so darn high. So honestly, I
know.
can't even give a good answer today.
Okay. No worries at
I
all.
mean, can you?
Well, no, nothing's guaranteed, right? We're definitely not appreciating, we're
I would have
depreciating.
never thought that we were going to be at 7% interest rate. I mean, never.
Yeah. Yeah. How long have you been an agent for?
15 years.
Oh, okay. All right. So you've seen, the rise in, yeah.
I mean, my house at 8%. Don't get me wrong. When I first bought my house, I paid 8% interest.
Yeah.
But I never thought I'd see it that quick again. I mean, that was before the crash last time. It was up to 6-7%.
Right.
So it's like now it's like back up there again. But houses are double, triple that.
I know.
My house.
And they raised so quickly too, which kind of was a slap in the face to everybody. That was the hard part.
That's why I'm not so mad that it got to this level. I'm mad that it happened fast.
Yeah.
It's like, can't you slowly get us into that? I know you want to destroy the inflation and fix the inflation or whatever, but the problem is you're also putting people in the poorhouse because of what they're doing.
Yeah, I know. All this political mumbo jumbo, right?
Yeah, it drives me nuts.
Same.
The thing that bothers me too is he said he wasn't going to do more than 4%, up to 4% this year.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It wasn't supposed to go past 4% this year, and he did it worse than that. He
Worse,
doubled it.
doubled it. Oh my God, I know, it's ridiculous. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
But
Oh.
when he was running for president, he said he would not exceed 4%.
Oh, they always say what they're gonna say when they're running for president.
Of course, I don't trust politicians. They're all liars. Republican and Democrats.
Oh, I love it.
I'm in politics, and that's the thing. But I still get mad at both parties.
I hear you. It's tough. It is so tough.
Yeah. All right, Tabitha, show me what you can do and what you want to do with the house, and I'll present it to my seller.
Sounds good. Are you good to represent me on this transaction?
I would love to represent you on this transaction.
Amazing. All right, I will work on some numbers. You'll hear back from me in a few hours, okay?
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right,
Bye-bye. So I just connected with her over politics, and I don't even follow politics.
That was so good.
But now she'll remember me because we had that conversation. It's like those little things, that they're like, oh, I'll remember her now. Where if it's just like, everybody else, hi, I want to put an offer, just make those connections, vibe with those agents.
Yeah, and like you were just pretty much letting her talk and just laughing and going along with it, which is great.
I know. Oh, and something I've also learned is just shutting up and letting them talk. And even like, I guarantee if you practice this when you guys are reaching out to agents and you get to that moment of silence where it's awkward or getting awkward, stay quiet. They will say something and they will give you just one more bit of information that they wouldn't have told you if you would have spoke up. So it's okay. What is it? Worst case scenario, they say, hello, are you still there? It's like, yeah, oh, sorry. Yeah, I thought you were going to say something else.
So good. So good.
I love it. Do you have any other questions right now?
I'm seeing a lot of questions about comping and running numbers, but guys, Jamil just started straight out of comping again on his YouTube channel, Sundays at 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. I'm going to drop the link so you guys can set a reminder.
Awesome. Yeah. Comping is just, it's an art. It takes practice, lots of practice. And every number is also going to be different for whichever market you're in. So that's another big thing. But yeah, join Jamil's show on Sundays. It's amazing. All right. We want to see if we've gotten some messages back.
Yeah, let's check batch. Christina sent a few on the back end, so we should have some replies.
All right, let's see.
So Tabitha, if you go to the inbox,
where is
on the left, if you scroll to the little message box under
down
the
here?
map,
I got it.
right there.
Awesome.
There you go. There's probably about 6 last time I checked, 6 responses for you.
Perfect. Oh, yep, that's Jacob's stuff. Okay. Let's see. Who is this? Who is this? Is now a good time? Yes. Okay. Let's call this one. Does it have their names?
If you go to the side where the property details are, it
This
might
one?
be over there, but this was an imported list of agents, so it may not have transferred. There's an email, Aaron.
All right. It's probably Aaron. All right, let's call Aaron. So guys, what's really cool about this is actually what I do in my business, and I'll just touch on this before I call him really quick. Because I have the little kiddos running around all the time, I don't just hammer the phones back to back, So what I do is I send out these types of messages, and Batch does this great where you can send different messages and you can warm the agents up before you get on a call with them. So, I'll typically say things like, hey, I've been trying to reach you, or, this is Tabitha, can you help me purchase a house? Different things like that, so that they know what they're going to be expecting of to be talking to me about, but it warms them up where it's not just like a cold call. I personally prefer to do it that way because I'd rather have like warm conversations than completely cold conversations. But more for me, it's because my kids are running around and they're nuts and they yell and cry and scream and ask me for snacks all day long. So it's just easier to text first and then hop on the call. And if I have to, like, I'll run outside, you know, I'll do whatever I have to do to get the call done. But most agents don't even care if there's like background noise. They're like, oh, I have kids or I have grandchildren or whatever. And I'm just like, you know, I'm sorry, my kids are nuts. So there's nothing I could do about it. So this is what's really great about it. So you push out these messages and then they start responding. And let's see. So I think his name was Aaron. We'll see. 702-768.
Good morning, this is Christy.
Hi, Christy. My name is Tabitha. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Good. Are you a real estate agent in Las Vegas?
Yes, I am.
Oh my God, great. So I'm trying to connect with an agent who can potentially help me. I am looking to buy a house probably within the next 30 days or so. So I wanted to connect and see if you could help me do that.
Yeah, of course.
Awesome. So I am an investor. So I'm looking for, you know, potential investment properties, really looking for things that are, you know, ugly, original dated condition, or even all the way up to distressed, like to the properties that you walk and you're like, this is disgusting. I want to throw my shoes in the garbage.
Okay.
Do you come across those?
Yeah, you can Google 1544 Highfield, one word.
1544
Highfield Court.
Highfield. Okay. Let me do that right now.
That would be the only property that I can think of that I have.
Awesome.
The other ones are turnkey and they're like top of the market. They want everything.
Yeah. All right. 1544 Highfield Court. Okay. Yeah, so it's pretty clean, but definitely needs some updating. What's this? Is it vacant right now?
Yeah.
Awesome. Was it an investment property for the seller or did they move?
Yes. No.
Gotcha.
Investment is a rental.
Okay. Amazing.
Are you local? Do you want me to give you like a 1-day code? You can go check it out.
So I personally am not local, but my partner is. So basically how we work is that I, you know, look for the properties, we acquire them, and then he handles all the back end stuff. So the renovations, the contractors, the crews. I don't have the patience for all of that. I'd rather talk to agents all day. So, okay. So what I'll do is I'll run some numbers on this and see if it makes sense. Have you gotten offers on it at this point?
No, I just put it on the market.
Yeah, that's what I just saw on Zillow. It says like 19 days. Okay. And how are they pretty firm on their list price?
We haven't had a conversation yet just because it's been on the market just recently.
Okay.
So he hasn't really given me any indication like what he would be willing to take. He just doesn't know. He's out of state. He's not around. It was an investment property. So
Gotcha.
He just wants to do a 1031 and pick up something in Idaho.
Oh, in Idaho. Nice. Okay. All right. That sounds great. Well, thank you so much. Go ahead.
Yeah. Do you look at Boulder City at all?
Not typically. It's a little far out for us, and it's hard to get the crews to want to go out there. So do you have something out there though?
Yeah, I have 1313 Capri, CAPRI.
CAPRI. Okay.
1313. I think it's unit D.
Unit D. Okay.
Let me see what else I have here. My husband and I worked together. We had like usually like 20 listings at any given time, which was great. And then now everybody's like, where's my offer?
I know. This market shift has been, it's been rough on all for sure.
All right, so I got 1313 Capri, CAPRI Unit D, and that's in Boulder City.
Okay.
That one's occupied.
Okay. Is it owner occupied or tenant?
Yeah.
Owner.
No, owner.
Okay.
I've got a Henderson property, 2097 Fallsburg.
Okay. That's Henderson. I do love Henderson.
Do you consider 55 and over?
I do. It just typically for resale because it limits our buyers. It's just we look at those to get those a little more discounted. So, but it's definitely a potential.
All right, look at 9109 Gemstone, one word, GEMSTONE. That's Sun City, Summerlin.
Okay.
That one's small. It's priced pretty competitively. It's pretty reasonable. That's also owner occupied.
Okay.
And then I have one at 725 Royal Crest. That one's really unique, and I don't know if that would be in your buy box or not, but he is not the oldest as far as age, but he has owned in that community the longest of anybody. He's like an original back in the 70s.
Wow. That's amazing.
It's a mid-rise 5-story 55 and over condo community right in the middle of town.
Okay.
And that would be a pretty good flip property. That one's,
love it.
I don't think it's got the orange and green appliances, but it's pretty.
It's pretty in that. Those are my favorite. Those are my favorite properties. I love it.
Let me check my husband's listings. Hang on.
Okay.
Possibility would be 6332 Sierra Pines Court.
Is that
Sierra Pines?
SIE?
2 words.
How do you spell Sierra?
SIE.
Okay. That's what I
RRA.
thought. Pines Court. Okay. Got it.
Yeah, everybody else would be like full price.
Okay. All right. Well, you have given me some awesome homework to do. I'm very excited. So what I will do is I'll start working through these. Obviously, I would love if you would represent me, and hopefully we could do some transactions together.
Okay, sounds good.
Thank you so much for your time this morning.
All right, bye.
Bye. Y'all. 5 potentials. 5 in one phone call.
That was crazy,
What?
Tabitha.
What?
And it was
No,
crazy because in the beginning she said, yeah, that's the only one I have. And then
I
she
know.
popped out 4 more addresses.
Yeah, that's the only one I have. And then it's, oh, well, here's a couple more for you to look at. Like one phone call. I just got 5 potential listings. And she's basically saying the others that she has are full price. There's wiggle room on these. Like, whew, I don't think I've ever had that many on one phone call. I'm blown away right now.
Somebody in the chat was like, well, Tabitha's got the rest of her day mapped out.
Right? It's like, seriously. Oh my God. I am shocked by that right now. That was so freaking cool. Now, mind you, they're not off-market properties, which obviously are preferable, but still, like, that still gives me something to work with, which is amazing. And that was just straight from a cold call. She didn't even know me. She's just like, okay, look at these listings. Let me know.
Yeah, that was amazing. Great job, my friend.
Thank you. All right, let's see. What else do we have going on here? Said, sorta, I'm running late. Let's see. Who is this and how can I help you? See if we have a name over here. No. All right, we're gonna call this one. See what they say. Oops, have the number wrong. 702-278-8871.
is Enrique.
Hi, Enrique. My name is Tabitha. How are you?
I'm doing good, thank you. How are you?
Good. I just wanted to call and connect with you really quick. Are you still an active agent in Las Vegas?
I am.
Awesome. So yeah, I just came across your information and I wanted to see if you ever work with investors or come across any investment properties.
I do honestly.
Gotcha. Okay. Do you have an agent that might be able to help me on your team? I mean, really the properties that are mostly for flips, but the ugly original dated properties, or the ones that are really distressed, the ones that you don't even want to list on the MLS because they're that ugly.
Gotcha.
Oh, I think I lost you. Are you there? Hello? Oh, now you're back. Okay, I lost you for a second.
But I'm losing you. I'm in a. So if you can text me your information,
Okay.
that'd be great. I'm about to lose you.
Okay, I'll text you. Thank you. All right.
Yeah, he was harder to hear.
Yeah, he was like in and out, and yeah, it was hard, but I'm just gonna text him. And when they ask me for my information, I text it. I say that same line. Tabitha, the redheaded investor.
I love that. That is so good. Renee asked in the chat, she's currently hand dialing now, but also uses Batch. Is that just to text? She can click to call in Batch, guys, but because we're doing Zoom at the same time, the speakers would cancel each other out. So she's hand dialing on her phone, but normally she would just click to call on Batch.
Yeah, right up here, you would just literally click this button and then it would call, and you could do it right through the computer, which is great, so that your text is coming from the same number that you're calling them from. So it's definitely a lot smoother. Just Zoom doesn't like us to share our audio.
Tabitha, somebody in the chat said Charles, the bald head investor.
Hey, it works. If it makes them laugh, it works. Like anything you could think of. It's one of my favorite lines. I love it. So then when I call them and I follow up, because of course, that's the other thing is like, these are cold calls, but now I'm going to save them. I'll put them into my CRM and I'll follow up with them. And I'll say, hey, it's Tabitha, your favorite redheaded investor. And they're instantly going to know who I'm talking about, other than just every other investor call that they get. So just something to stick out from everybody else. Awesome. All right. Now I don't remember which ones I called already. Driving, can't text. Who is this? That one was running late. I don't want to. I think I called this one. Yeah. 76855. All right, let's give this one a call. Is there any name over here? D. Barada. That's not helpful, but that's okay. And normally, guys, when you load your list in, you'll be able to have their names. It was just because it was a quick load into the system. So the names didn't transfer, but that's okay. We still make it work. Like, I'm still improvising. No excuses. I'm not going to sit here and go, I don't know their names. Can't call them. Make it work.
Your call has been forwarded to an auto.
All right. We'll try another one. Who is this? Hi, is this John?
Yeah, speaking.
Hi, my name is Tabitha. How are you?
Oh yeah, I'm good. How are you?
Awesome. I'm doing great. I'm just giving you a quick call. You're still an agent in Las Vegas?
Yes.
Awesome. Yeah, I was just trying to connect with you. I was wondering if you could help me purchase property.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Awesome. So I am an investor, so I'm looking for houses that might make good investments. Do you typically come across anything that's like original, dated condition, or really distressed?
Oh, it's just
You don't have any right now? Okay. Do you typically come across like even just really outdated properties? Yeah.
Just text me your email ID. I'll send it.
Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely do that. That would be
Just
great.
give me some.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I'll text you my email, and then if you text me your email address, I will send you like my little buy box that I have, and it has everything listed out in there. Thank you so much. Okay, bye. All right. So I'm just gonna text him. Okay. I don't want to call that person if they're driving. I'm running late. Can we send some more? It's 11:30. I'm gonna do like 15 minutes of Q&A at the end. Is that the plan, Emily?
Yeah, we can definitely
Okay,
answer some
cool.
questions at the end.
All right. And I could just hit resume here and then they'll keep sending.
Yeah, you'll hit resume and then it should open the next page. Where
Okay.
you can send.
Perfect. All right. Did the templates load or do I have to type it out?
Hey, Christina, are you there?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was trying to unmute. So scroll down just a little bit.
Okay.
Under where it says current market Las Vegas, it says select template. There's no template in there. So you could do agent outreach as your template, the top one that it's
Okay.
highlighted.
Got it here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, if you scroll up, there you go. And you can X out of the Plevo account balance being low.
Okay. Got it.
There
All
you
right.
go.
Let's see. I am gonna
Tabitha,
go ahead.
while you're doing that, somebody in the chat asked how long post text do you call them?
Oh, post text. So I'll call them once they respond. So as soon as they respond and if they say like, who is this? Or how can I help you? Or whatever the case is, then I try to call them right away. Because
Awesome.
the texting is just to warm them up. And to let them know that you're going to be like, essentially give them the heads up. Like, I want to hop on a call with you. Some even don't answer even after you text them. Some agents just like to text, which is fine. But I personally feel like you get that better rapport building over the phone than over a text. This is what I wanted to say. And we'll just send a few of those. Oops. Kayla, I don't like that one. But that's what I'm showing you guys, is that like you can literally do a multitude of different texts and just see who responds, what they say, and then eventually you'll have a better response rate on one text versus another, and you're going to want to use that more than the other ones. All right. I don't know how many I sent, but that's okay. We'll go down to the inbox and see if anything's been coming through. This person said regarding. All right, let's call this one Julietta.
Hi, this number is using RoboKiller to screen their calls. Please say your name and the purpose of your call, and I'll try to connect you.
Tabitha Jones, buying a property.
Thanks.
I've never done it.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system.
That wasn't nice. She knows I'm a person. All right, let's see what else we have. Let's refresh. We'll just call this one 521. Wanted to make sure that I didn't call these ones already. They're all 702 numbers, so it's hard to keep track. 702-521-8347.
This is Andrea.
Hi, Andrea. My name is Tabitha. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Great. Thank you so much for answering. I believe, are you still an active agent in Las Vegas?
Yes, I am.
Amazing. Yes, I am looking to connect with an agent that can maybe help me purchase a property.
Okay.
Awesome. So basically what I'm looking for is I'm looking for an investment property. So something that we can put a little love into and, you know, basically either flip, or if with the market shifting, we might have to hold on to it, but something that we can make some money off of. Do you have anything or come across anything like that?
Oh, absolutely.
Awesome. Do you, give me 1 second. Do you currently have any listings that might fit that?
Yes, we do. We have, if you look at on Zillow, check out 2324 Great Elk.
2324 Great Elk.
Yes.
Amazing. Okay. We'll definitely check that one out. Let's see.
And where are you physically?
So me personally, I know it's always funny because my number is out of state, but I personally am in Pennsylvania. But my partner, who is, you know, basically he handles all of the construction and our crews, all of it. He's the local one. So, you know, we work together and I find the properties for us to purchase, and then he handles all the back end stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there's lots on the market right now. I mean, it's, you know, we really haven't had the results of our elections finalized here in Nevada, but so a lot of buyers have been on the sidelines for a while now.
Right.
So it's been really super slow. So I'm in the middle of doing an investor purchase right now. Awesome. Today. And there are some interesting things on the market for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I've definitely been seeing more opportunity, which, you know, of course I love, which it's helpful because back just a few months ago, we were like pulling teeth to find anything that was that was decent. So it's good that we're able to get some options again.
Exactly.
So are you an investor yourself?
right now I'm not. I just pulled out of a deal myself, actually. Thanks
Yeah.
for asking.
You're welcome. Yeah. And actually, one of the reasons I ask is because I just like to know, and I like to connect with other investors and see what they like to buy, because sometimes deals, like especially that we come across, they might be off market. If it doesn't work for me, I would love to use you as a resource if you wanted to be a buyer on one of them.
You never know. You never know. We do have some interest in that type of thing. But we have we just pulled out of one that they wouldn't negotiate. We had a new build under investment property for myself and my partner, and they wouldn't negotiate the price after the prices dropped.
I see.
So we were disappointed about that particular property. So we're licking our wounds on that.
I hear you. I know this market has been so crazy, and I get it. As a fellow investor, I definitely get it. Amazing. Let me ask you a question. Do you come across off-market properties, or do you typically just list everything that comes to your step, essentially?
We have things that people would like to sell in theory that they haven't sold.
Gotcha.
I'm actually the top listing agent here in Anthem area. Excuse me, I'm still a little. It's windy up here today. I live up high at the high altitude.
Right.
It's a little windy, but still a little congested. But I'm actually the top agent here in the area, and I'm the for Realty One, and I'm the I ranked it for this year at number 90 out of 14,800 agents.
Wow.
In the nation. So we do quite a bit of business. But it definitely, there's some really cool stuff on the market right now. I mean, if you want me to send you some suggestions.
Yeah, that'll be great. What I would love to do, because I need to work with you if you are a top agent. Like, that is amazing, and I hope you're super proud of yourself, because I know it's so competitive out there. So but yeah,
it's competitive, and we're a little tired from the year, so we've actually been happy that that things slowed up for a minute, and just taking care of some personal stuff, and going, why are we so tired? And then we're like, oh, okay, that's why we're so tired.
Yeah, it's been a crazy year for sure. It makes total sense, but that's good, because you got to take care of you, or otherwise you won't be able to be a top agent, because you'll be exhausted.
Right. And now, how have you been buying properties here? Do you have a particular agent you've been working with?
So I don't have a particular agent. I connect with multiple agents, basically looking for just, any of those opportunities that might fit our buy box.
Okay.
So I'm not, married to one agent, but basically I'm looking to connect to the ones that have the best opportunities. And I think that's you.
Okay. All right. Well, I would be happy to send you some ideas if you like. What's your email address?
Amazing. I'll text it to you, because it's a little bit long. I probably should have shortened it, but you get text messages?
Yeah, of course. Yes.
Awesome. Okay. So I will text you my information. And if you want to save my number in your phone as your favorite redheaded investor, that's me.
Okay. I'm going to be out showing property a little bit later, and then I will look at my list of ones that I will suggest, because I'm going to see a few more.
Okay.
And then I'll send you some suggestions.
Amazing. I look forward to it. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. Have a good day.
You too.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. Awesome. So I just got a potential buyer off of that call.
Woohoo.
Look at that. So even though she said she slowed down right now, it doesn't matter. I could still send her opportunities, and then maybe she'll pick one up one day. That's amazing. So that's how, she was hinting towards she was an investor, and, that she was picking up one herself. So I was like, did I hear that right? And then that's when I flipped it to, well, are you an investor? Are you a buyer? So it's pretty cool. So now I have a potential buyer. Awesome. I just sent her my contact information. Connect with her later. All right, guys, what did you think?
We can jump.
Awesome?
Yes, Tabitha. It was freaking awesome. We can jump into some Q&A if you're ready.
Yeah, let's do that. That would be great.
Everybody, if you have questions, put them in the Q&A section. They're just so much easier to manage and see there for me. But I just want to let you guys know, if you sign up for Batch today and you take action, I'm going to be giving you guys an agents list. So I'm going to be helping you out so you can get started today and start your outreach. So I will drop the Batch link one more time for you guys and we can go from there.
Sign up. It makes it so much easier to get those warm messages in. And there's so much you can use Batch for. So sign up.
Tabitha, how many agents do you reach out to daily?
So it does range. What I do on average is, because I use, the texting first. So I'll send out about 100 to 150 cold texts. And then from that, I'll probably get 30 responses. And then from the 30, there's probably about, 15 to 20 that answer the phone. So I would say I have a good solid 15 to 20 conversations every day.
Awesome. A lot of people were asking about your buy box.
So Vegas, I mean, we're open to anything. We're looking anywhere in Las Vegas. The price point right now is below $450 and below. And that's just because luxury is really hard to move right now with the higher interest rates. So anything above 500 tends to you lose a lot of buyers and it tends to get harder to move those properties. But if it's a really good deal, we'll still look at it. Single family is great, but we like townhomes and condos as well. For the townhomes and condos, we prefer them to be at least 2-bed, 2-bath. It's just, you get better buyers for that. And really anywhere in Vegas, we're open.
Yeah, guys. And I just dropped her contact info in the chat. So make sure you follow her, reach out to her, email her, all the things.
Awesome. Please do. I'd love to work and do deals with you guys. It would be great.
Somebody said, maybe it sounds dumb, but I feel like you'd run out of agents before too long. Is that ever an issue?
Oh my God, no. Nope. Thousands of agents out there. Thousands. And also, I mean, if you did, let's just say you talked to 100 agents a day, which would be insane. But let's say you were, for the ones that you called and they didn't answer, the text and you didn't answer, you just recycle them and you keep reaching out.
Christian asked, do you also have buy and hold investors?
I don't have technically buy and hold investors because the ones who do hold properties, they are basically still buying at the same discounted rates that flippers are buying at. So I don't have them like separated as just buy and hold versus flippers. They all are buying around the same price point.
I've seen a couple questions about people asking what you said to the agent when he asked if you were a wholesaler. I don't know if you want to touch on that one more time.
Yeah. So what I say when they ask if I'm a wholesaler, I say, that's not my primary focus. My focus is to keep the contract alive. So I will utilize wholesaling so that I don't cancel a contract. And that's the line. And I don't even say wholesaling, actually. This is what I say specifically. Write this down. I will see if any of my other investor friends want to pick this up so I don't cancel a contract on you. I don't say wholesaler. I don't say that. I'll just say if they want to pick it up.
Beautiful. How do we set up boots on ground team as a remote investor?
Community, reach out. There's multiple ways. Obviously Astro is my community and I've made tons of connections that way. And I reach out and they'll walk properties for me. And of course you have to pay them for your time. It's not free, but if it's going to get you a return on your investment of, $5, $10, $15, $20,000, of course you're going to pay that person. But you can go into the Facebook groups and make connections that way. I've met some people that way as well, is just connecting with them, and people are more than happy to walk properties for you, take pictures.
Yeah, you guys can even get boots on ground people in the chat. Look, Roger said, I'm boots on ground in Vegas.
Hey,
use these
Roger.
resources. Yeah. Somebody asked, how did you choose Las Vegas as your market?
That's funny. So for me, again, I'm from Pennsylvania. So the biggest metros here are Philly and Pittsburgh. And Philly is a tricky market because from what I've seen is like comping there can get difficult unless you really know the market, because it can be block by block. Like one block could be really beautiful, and then the next block they're shooting bullets. So it's very difficult to comp there. So I didn't want that as a newbie to have to deal with that. Second, Pittsburgh is more, they do flips out there and wholesaling is good, but the volume has to be high and the price points are really low. So like your average buy in Pittsburgh is 100,000 or less. So it's harder. It's harder to do bigger spreads. You have to do more volume out there. And then when I had joined, I had made great connections with the Keegley that's in Vegas with Jameson. And I also was like, Vegas is 3 hours behind me. So what does that do for me? That gives me 3 additional hours in my workday. So when it's, 8 o'clock here, it's 5 o'clock there, they're still working. So, I'm still working. So it works out, and it gave me that additional 3 hours to still make connections, reach out, do what I need to do.
That's awesome. Do you actually have someone walk a property before submitting an offer? Like if the agent will say it's required, do you have somebody go out there?
Typically I don't. What I'll use a line and I'll work around that, and I'll say, we have quite a few flips going on right now, and it's just really hard for me to get somebody to pull off the crew unless I'm under contract. It only makes sense for me to pay my contractor to go walk a property and give me a bid if I'm under contract. And typically they've been okay with that. And I'm gonna say I do this all the time. I've gotten really good at looking at pictures and estimating our repair cost.
Awesome.
And the other thing I'll do is I'll flip it on them. If they really want me to see the property, sure. Can you go take a video for me? Can you FaceTime me? Then I'm seeing the property. I have had that happen before too.
Awesome. When you are submitting your offers, how are you doing that? Do you call or email or text or?
So the actual offer always goes through email, but what I'll do, it really is property specific, but typically like after I talk to them, I comp them, I will verbally tell them over the phone. I prefer a phone call, but sometimes text of where I'll be at. And basically like it gets them to tell me, and it feels it out. Because if the agent's like, no, your offer is way too low, they're never going to accept it. Okay, no problem at all. I will follow up in a couple of weeks and see if anything changes. And then I put that into my CRM and I make sure that I follow up. But when I'm actually submitting an offer, I always submit it via email, and it has all of my offer terms. So the only thing I change is the address and the purchase price, and everything else remains the same.
Somebody said, does she have the agent write up the offer?
Yes. So when you're working with agents, they always have to write the offers. And because I'm not a licensed agent, I can't write my own offers. So that's why I ask those agents if they'll represent me. So if that listing agent will represent me, then they write the contract up on my behalf as the buyer. And then they submit that contract to the seller to either accept, counter, or reject.
I'm seeing a lot of CRM questions. So what CRM do you use?
CRM. So I use a version of REI Reply. It's called REI Reach, but it's essentially, if you've all heard of REI Reply, it's essentially that. And I actually when I started for free, Trello. Trello was my CRM, and I still utilize it. I still use Trello for follow-ups and keeping organization, and it's 100% free, so you don't even have to worry about paying for anything.
Do you use a percentage to come up with your offer, or do you use the 70% rule?
No, so I utilize a percentage for Vegas, and it's been trending down and down and down, but we are right now between 60 and 65% of ARV for purchases. Closer to 60 is better. 65 is really tight right now.
And Tabitha, it's a lot faster for you to run numbers that way than having to worry about calculating rehab costs and do any of that. Guys, you're complicating it for yourselves too much by trying to make these big mathematical formulas that include rehab and your assignment fee. Those are subjective numbers. Okay. Every rehabber is going to have different rehab costs, assignment fees. What's that? 10 grand, 20 grand, 50 grand. What are you supposed to say there? So using the percentage of ARV for the market is the way to go. And you adjust for condition, whether it's cosmetic or full gut. Now, I know, guys, the percentage map is only available to Astro students, but this is your opportunity to squat up with Astro students, right? So if you're not in Astro, connect with somebody in Astro. It's not hard. That's all you got to do. Or quit being a turkey and come join the most incredible wholesaling community on the planet and just understand that being a lone wolf in this is not an easy task. Tabitha, you are amazing.
Thank you. Oh my God, that was so much fun. I hope they all got value from that because I had so much fun. I have a whole day's work of with properties to comp now. It's amazing.
I mean, look at what you were able to accomplish in such a short amount of time.
Yeah.
Insane. So all of you guys out there saying, I don't have time. Every time I try to talk to an agent, they say, all right, they ask me if I'm a wholesaler and then they don't want to work with me. Did you guys hear how that was magically and perfectly addressed? Did you hear that today? Was it scary? Did she die? No. Did the conversation progress? Yes. Mm-hmm. See, these things that you've created in your mind, these limiting beliefs, these scary agents who have fangs that are going to not work with you because you might be a wholesaler. These scary ideas that you have in your mind that you need to spend 12 hours a day doing this before you're going to get any success. Not true, right? You saw today in such a short amount of time. I mean, I took up the first 20 minutes of the day. So in under 2 hours, Tabitha was able to make a great number of connections, and she's got a whole list of properties to comp for potential deals. You saw it in action. Nobody has an excuse. Nobody has an excuse. Why do we put these things on for free? So that we can show you exactly what to do. Look, Astroflipping is an incredible program, but it's beyond teaching you. This is why we teach. This is why we come out into the public and teach anyways. The fact is you need to be a part of an accountability group. You need to be a part of a community. If you're not doing it that way, you are swimming in deep waters without a life jacket, without the Coast Guard on the way, without anybody. You're literally in the middle of the ocean treading water. Dangerous and sad. How do people get a hold of you, Tabitha?
So I know Emily dropped my information in the chat.
But the chat won't be available for YouTube when we put this out.
Oh, okay.
So I want you to just loudly say all the details so that anybody watching this on YouTube knows how to find you.
All right, get your pen and paper ready. Phone number 610-297-5608. The only thing I ask is that you text me first before you call me because usually I have the kids and I gotta arrange my time. So just shoot me a text and I'm happy to connect with you. Second, Instagram is at Tabitha Real Estate. So you can connect with me on there, send me DMs, happy to connect. And then last is email, which is just simple investornurse@gmail.com.
Investornurse@gmail.com. Amazing. You are, again, just an inspiration to us all. Guys, can we give up some love to Tabitha, please? Throw her some emojis, send her some hearts, throw her some love in the chat. Super important for you guys to show appreciation where you have appreciation. You did a phenomenal job, and it's no wonder why you've taken the market by storm, why so many folks in Vegas love you, adore you, and want to do business with you, why my franchises say Tabitha is the truth. You are exactly, I mean, you're down to earth, you're relatable, you're normal, you are living the same life that so many of us are living, the same kind of situations, and you still have no excuses. You get it done.
Amen. That's it. No excuses. You guys can do it too.
If there's one piece of advice that you could give off to the community before we end, what would it be?
To be confident and stay consistent. That's it.
Confidence and consistency. Simple, effective, and all you need to make it happen. Guys, from everyone at Astroflipping, from Emily, myself, from Jacob, Brittany, Tabitha, and everybody who is and Ryder, actually it wasn't Brittany, it was Ryder who started us off. Ryder, Jacob, and Tabitha, from all of the training wheel challenge participants and everybody that participated in the chat, for all the Astroflipping community members that have been a part of the community and continue to make it the most world-class community in the entire space of wholesaling, and to everybody out there who's trying to make a difference in their lives, that are trying to gain financial freedom. Don't give up. Don't give up. This is yours. You can take it. We love you, Tabitha. You're amazing. And for everybody else, enjoy your week. Enjoy your weekend. Work hard. And we'll see you on the next one. God bless you. Take care.
Bye, everyone.
Thanks for watching another one of my YouTube videos. Now it's your turn to go out and take some action. But before you do, like and subscribe to my channel, because the law of reciprocity means you owe me.